All right. Good evening and welcome to the Utopian Cafe for Friday, November 19th, as we head into the weekend. Yesterday, when we were live, right before we broke live, we heard news of Bryce Harper winning the National League MVP. And right after we went off the air, we found out that Shohei Ohtani was the unanimous choice for American League MVP in 2021. So I want to hear what everyone thinks about that. I know Vlad Guerrero Jr. was a finalist. I'm not sure who the third finalist was, but curious to see did they get that right? I would have voted for Ohtani. So the award winners this year: Ohtani and Bryce Harper, the MVPs. The Cy Young Award winners were Robbie Ray of the Blue Jays and Corbin Burns of the Brewers. Rookies of the year: Randy Arozarena of the Rays, Jonathan India of the Reds, and managers of the year: Norm Cash of the Rays and Gabe Kaplan. Which one was on Cotter? That was Kaplan, right? I don't know. The Giants manager, former Phillies manager, former Brewers player, Gabe Kapler. Okay. So there they are. They're your award winners for 2021. Also, today was the day that the Cleveland Indians officially became the Cleveland Guardians. So I want to hear what you guys think about that. Apparently, there was some sort of accident at Progressive Field today. No one was hurt, but as they were opening their gift shop and making everything available, all the merchandise, the signage fell 15 feet and shattered. And some people are calling that the curse of the name change. But I'll be ordering my Cleveland Guardians cap probably tonight or tomorrow. I think they're on sale. I saw them pretty reasonably priced on MLB.com. There's two hats you can get. There's a red cap with the G and the wings and a baseball. I'm not a big fan of that. I like the navy blue with the new C. That's the one I'm going to get. And that's the one I'm going to use on the 2022 spreadsheets that I do for the daily scoreboard and the standings. As the Indians will become the Guardians in the Utopian baseball universe as well. I still want to think of a way that I can honor Native American culture within the group, because obviously I have creative control on what we name stadiums and this and that. So I've got a couple months, I think, to figure that out. But we're going to get rid of the name Indians like they did in Major League Baseball. And the Guardians are coming to the Utopian baseball universe on March 25th, which is opening day, Friday, March 25th. The other thing I want to talk about real quick, this will be a shorter show tonight. Fridays will usually just be shorter shows. They'll get progressively shorter as the week goes by. Not because I lose interest. It just sometimes there's just less and less to talk about. On Monday, you've got all the weekend stuff to talk about. Once the season starts, we'll probably be going a full 30 minutes every night. But for the first time in 26 years, it looks like there's a good chance that we're going to see some sort of work stoppage. MLB labor peace. We haven't had a work stoppage since 1995. Of course, we had the strike in '94, which wiped out the postseason and the World Series, and then it basically extended into '95. That was a shortened season. I think they played 144 games that year. Season started at the end of April. We haven't had a labor stoppage in 26 years, and the current collective bargaining agreement expires in about 10 days, December 1st. And all signs point to there being a lockout. So obviously, that's never a good thing. One thing that I saw this morning was Rob Manfred, who I'm not a fan of, has said that having the lockout now could lead to both sides coming together quicker and making things right before the season starts, which I agree with. I think it's better if there is going to be a stoppage, that's now rather than during a season or, late into a season like it was in 94. My own mom has only been to one game since then, and it was for my daughter's first game. And I have friends that are actually in this group who are supporting me, but will not support Major League Baseball because of that 1994 strike. And, my own attendance at Major League games has gone way, way down in the last 5 years or so. And it really has nothing to do with anything that they're going back and forth on. It's just, I'm just priced out of it right now. And I actually prefer, I truly prefer going to minor league games, Sheboygan A's, Lakeshore Chinooks, Beloit Snappers, the team in Appleton. I can't think of their names right now. But I used to be a season ticket holder, and now I go to about 1 or 2 games a year. So that's the reality, is that it looks like that's going to be coming on December 1st. Of course, in the Utopian baseball universe, we don't have those issues. We'll never have work stoppages or have a player need Tommy John, or your favorite player will never be traded at the trade deadline. We're not going to have relocations. You guys know this. If you've been a member since March of 2020, you understand what this is all about. So it's inevitable, though, for Major League Baseball to try to come to some solution. I know one of the issues is possibly instituting a universal DH, which I hate, and you'll never see a DH in the Utopian baseball universe. And I think it's just going to happen in Major League Baseball. To be honest, I would rather see them go to a universal DH than have it separate, because I've never understood why it's separate, because especially now, it's all under one umbrella. There's not an American League or a National League president like there used to be. There's interleague play daily now with 15 teams in each league. It just makes sense that you either get rid of it or institute it universally. And I know they'll never get rid of it because of the players' unions. So I think it's time. I have to accept it. I'll never accept any of the, pandemic changes, the 7-inning doubleheaders, the guy on second. That's nonsense. But if they're going to institute a universal DH, I'll just have to like it, but not in the Utopian baseball universe. Got some comments here. Facebook user, who I'm a big fan of. I'm a longtime friend of Facebook user. Facebook user stood up in my wedding. Facebook user and I had lunch yesterday. Of course, I don't know who's making this comment, so I'm just making generalities. But thank you, Facebook user. Someone typed my name, which I appreciate, just in case I forget it during the show. So thank you for that. Again, one of the things that I mentioned in the headline, but I forgot to kind of talk about here. What is the worst physical pain you've ever experienced? So this person says cellulitis resulting from an infected tattoo, 10 out of 10 pain. My worst pain ever happened in October of 2014. I was actually at a kind of a fantasy camp. It wasn't like the Brewers fantasy camp. It was a former players, like a hitting camp. It was Rob Deere. It was actually in Franklin. And I was batting, and I was about to pitch, actually, for the first time off of a mound. And knowing what I know now, I wasn't ready for it physically. But I tore a calf completely off the bone hitting. And I felt like, at the time, I was shot. Like, it felt like someone shot me in the leg. And I was actually wondering how this could happen. That was the worst physical pain I ever experienced. The reason I'm asking this today is not last night, but the night before. I went to bed at 9 p.m. I wanted to get up at about 3:30. I wanted to go into work and surprise my coworkers. I wanted to work from 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., get some stuff done for the time they came in. And at about 1:30 in the morning, I woke up with the worst leg cramp I've ever had. and I get a lot of them. I have a potassium deficiency. I have to take supplements constantly. I get cramps and blood clots and all sorts of weird things. My left leg is doctors can't even explain what's up with my left leg. I've had 21 blood clots in the last 15 years. I get bad cramps like this at least once a week. My left ankle, I sprained at work about 5 months ago, and the whole foot looks like it needs to be amputated. It's purple. It's my left leg is nonsense. But that cramp was so bad a couple nights ago. I was clutching my bed sheets. I was screaming. Pretty sure I woke up my patient. It was just terrible. I actually couldn't go into work that morning. I took my supplements. I drank a ton of water, ton of Gatorade, and I was okay to work later that night. And I'm in no pain now. But that was probably the second most pain I've been in. And for someone who's not a practicing, I'm not very religious. I was praying for something, either relief or something, because I was just awful. So I'm curious to hear what else you guys have maybe suffered from. Not the most fun topic we've ever had here in the cafe, but I'm just curious. So with that being said, it is Friday. I want you guys to go out and have a fun weekend. I will be leaving for work actually in about 20 minutes or so. And then I'm actually working on a book. I think I mentioned this on the show a couple times. Joe Posnanski wrote a book called The Baseball 100. He lists what he thinks are the top 100 players ever in order. And I'm at about 54 right now. And my goal is to make sure that every one of those 100 players is represented in the universe in 2022. So I'm excited about that. Now, I'm assuming this player that I'm about to talk about isn't in the 100, but we're going to bring him into the Utopian Baseball universe in 2022. Spaceman Bill Lee will be a member of the universe. I'm not sure what team yet. We'll be deciding that, of course, in the next couple months. Our winter meetings start in December 6th. That night in the cafe, you'll find out where Sadahara O and Cy Young will be playing in 2022. And then over the next couple months, we'll be revealing the rest. And just like last year, we'll be doing our team preview shows in February. If you were on last year, I'll probably reach out to you again. The David Rubins of the world, the Erica Renosas, the Nick Korths, the Andrew Pfeffers, representing your favorite team. You guys are going to have a say in what the rosters look like. Finally, tonight, speaking of David Rubin, he and I, you haven't seen us on air in a couple weeks. He and I are going to be basically debuting or relaunching, if you will, our 401 sports show. It's going to be every Wednesday going forward, starting next week. I don't know the exact time yet, but we're working on naming it and formatting it. I know we haven't seen you guys in a couple weeks, but we're going to have David on every Wednesday to talk baseball, to talk about 401 sports. Hopefully we have a Mets manager by our first show. So you'll have to check that out. Again, everyone have a great weekend. And we will see you again Monday at 5:30. It's my sister's birthday. So maybe she'll be on the show. Jill, if you're watching, do you want to be on the cafe? We can talk about anything you want. It doesn't have to be baseball related. She's going to say no, but just throwing that out there. Everyone, again, have a good weekend. We'll see you Monday in the cafe, and look for David and I on Wednesday. We'll announce time very soon. So take care and have a good weekend.